This week I'll show you a great exercise for increasing your photography skills.
AdoramaTV presents Exploring Photography with Mark Wallace, where you will learn innovative techniques on shooting a wide range of photography. Here's your host, Mark Wallace.
This episode is brought to you by Adorama. Have you heard? Adorama is more than a camera store. Get more info at adorama.com. Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of Exploring Photography. I'm Mark Wallace. Well, I'm here in downtown Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm working on an exercise to help me visualize photos before I shoot them. Now this is something that Jay Mizell, a great photographer, he calls these things visual push-ups. It's getting out and taking pictures just to strengthen your artistic skills. So this is an exercise I'd like you to try, and it's really fun. So what I'm looking for today are things that have a lot of color and things that have a lot of texture. Now these aren't things that are going to jump out at us. We have to look at them, see them for what they will be after we take the photo, after we use some creative composition, and perhaps even some post-production, increasing the saturation, increasing contrast, things like that. We can do that in Lightroom or Photoshop or whatever photo application that you'd like to use. But we want to see what we're getting in our minds before we shoot, then shoot the photo, and then do all the post-productions and see what we get. Now I'm going to be looking for places that most people aren't going to be looking at. Places that are sort of dingy, rusted, has maybe some water, things that have strong textures and shapes, things like that. So join with me as I zip around looking for some awesome stuff, and we'll see exactly what we can get. Oh, we found this little area right here. It just looks like a little junky area. It's the perfect location for what I'm talking about. I'm looking and seeing colors all over. We got red, we got whites, we have blues. There is trash all over the ground that has color in it. There's some little wires here. There was some burning incense over here. There is just water bottles, stuff everywhere here that can translate into nice color and texture. So I'm just going to explore this little area here. It's about a 10-foot area and see what I can get out of something that looks like trash, but to me, I think I'm going to have some great photo finds. All right, now here's a perfect example of a little treasure hunt that we had, and I found something awesome. This is a pole that's got a little paint smudge on here accidentally. Who knows how they got there? And then it's all beat up with these little nicks and stuff from, I don't know, cars or something hitting it. So what's happening though is behind me there's a blue wall, and so when I take a picture, that blue wall is actually reflecting on this side. So these dark areas here, they're actually not this rust color, they're actually blue. So we have red, we have yellow, and we have blue that's all sprinkled through there. And so this pole that's just a little bit beat up is going to turn into a nice fine art photo. Yeah, got it. It's tiny. Look how big that is in my finger. It's tiny. There's reds, there's yellows, there's these grays, there's blue in this little rock here. Got a nice solid dark background. So this is a tiny little awesome picture right there. And then check this out. There's some oranges and stuff, blues. All kinds of colors that we can yank out of just this little area right here. Looks like trash, but to me, art. Well, we were just walking by and I looked up this parking garage and I saw these awesome pipes over here, and the pipes have really strong line, and so I know I can convert those to black and white and make some really cool images. So I ran up, shot some pictures, we'll put them in post, make them black and white, and again, a great find. And in some place it is not normally a place you'd be shooting fine art photography. This yellows repeating, see if we can get that. One of the things I just saw is this pole. This is sort of to protect this from the cars coming out of this parking garage. And good thing is here, you can see that cars have hit this. It's all scratched up. And I love looking at this because if you look at the really, really small details, I see all kinds of things. This reflective material actually has a honeycomb pattern in it. There's all kinds of texture at the tears where the cars have scratched this. And I know when I throw this into post-production, I can make this gray look a little bit darker. I can pull out some of the reds that's in the rust over here. We can really oversaturate it. We can make this look something totally new. We can create art out of something that's just sort of ugly outside a parking structure. Now to do this, what I'm doing is my Fuji X Pro 1 has a macro function, and so I have a 60mm lens, but it really lets me get in and see the small, tiny details of this. So if your camera has a macro lens or a macro option, you might want to use that so you can really get into the small details and then pull those out in post-production, and nobody will guess that you were just shooting an old pole by a parking garage. As you can see, I was able to get some great shots right here in downtown Phoenix using my Fujifilm X Pro 1. And the key to these photos is to slow down, be really deliberate, and visualize what you're going to get beforehand. And don't forget, these all are going to need some kind of post-production to saturate them, really increase the contrast, and you might even want to do some sharpening to really make your images pop. Now, if you want to know more information about how to do all of that, make sure you subscribe to AdoramaTV. There are tons of videos that talk about post-production. Gavin Hoey does a great job with Lightroom and Photoshop, so you don't want to miss his stuff. So make sure you subscribe, or just zip over to the Adorama Learning Center. There are tons of articles that will teach you all kinds of things about photography and post-production. Well, thanks for joining me. I'll see you again next time. Saturated and it feels so good. Wow, that's what stinks. Art. Kelsey. Ooh, ooh, gross. Because it was gross. It is funny. Kelsey. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Loud Bus episode.
For all the latest photography, video, and computer gear, visit Adorama.com. Place your order by 8 p.m. and it ships the same day. Plus, next time you're in New York City, be sure to visit our store located on 18th Street between 5th and 6th Avenue.